Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome. So, we are just really starting our chakra embodiment program, and this is the root chakra focus. But I know that there are a lot of new people and a lot of people that are curious that are kind of popping in. So, I did kind of want to start with an overview because I realize that what I do is a little bit complicated to explain to other people. So, within the chakra embodiment program, I should probably tell you a little bit about me and how I started this journey. So, I'm a teaching artist primarily, but I've really moved from the healing and performing arts, and I'm now focusing more on the subtle and healing arts. And the transition that happened was very, very slight, very subtle over the years, but it's just that I kept following my yes and into where I was and who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. So, as a teaching artist, I work with children. I would go into schools and I would teach them my performing arts expertise, which is improvisational theater. So, I lived in New York City for over 10 years and I did all of the arts. I performed, I worked in film, I did commercials, I worked behind the scenes. And one of the things that turned out to be my joy and my passion was doing improv, following the yes and of the theater arts, where you create theater in the moment. And I loved the cosmic play of it. I loved being able to create and fabric something in the moment. And I loved the possibilities of it. There was no limitations. Being in the theater world, you're told often, you're too short, you're too white, you're too this, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're not exactly right, because they're looking for something so specific. But in improv, I could be anything that I wanted to. And then I realized that the modalities of yes and really started helping me in my own personal life, following my yeses and following my heart and following the fear and looking at life as a game and finding more of that cosmic play in life, which in the Sanskrit world there is a word for it. Divine play is Leela. And so I loved this kind of idea of being able to create a life that was full of play and joy. And I started my Reiki journey in 2005 when I actually had a miscarriage and I was suffering deep grief at the time, to the point where I couldn't open my jaw. And the reason is because I hadn't told anyone I was pregnant because it was too soon. And then when I lost the baby, I couldn't tell anyone I'd lost the baby, because how do you talk about that? So I was kind of stuck in this just frozen status. And dentists were saying they were going to take my jaw and slash it with a sledgehammer and rewire it. And this was going on for more than a month. And I was in and out of work, but really I wasn't dealing with the grief. That's the ultimate thing. And I took a distant Reiki healing session, and within 45 minutes my jaw was open and my soul was open, and I was open to all of this in a way that I always had been before, but it was a new level of promise, of connection, of yes, I'm going to do this. This is my calling in this world. And so I started taking my Reiki certification. I'm now a Reiki master. And I remember when I was taking my Reiki certification, chakras aren't really in the Reiki class. They shouldn't be. They're not really technically part of it, though they are an important part of it now as the onion unfolds, right? And I remember my teacher briefly touched on chakras, and there was this inner yes inside of me that was like, I need to know more about this. And she just kind of was like, well, there's lots of books on it, and it's basically an energy center in your body, and they all have colors. And then because I come from a performing arts background, you become the character. So I was like, well, I'm going to learn about each chakra, and I'm going to become each chakra, so that way I can understand them, heal them, and work with my clients with them, because I realized that my throat closing was the throat chakra. And I started, the yeses were just like, that's what that grief was. That's what that physical ailment was. That's what it meant. How do I understand this? How do I unpack this? So I worked with Reiki. I started really focusing on my own personal healing journey. I did move back to New Hampshire. I'm not from New Hampshire, but my husband is from New Hampshire, and we moved here together in June of 2012, leaving New York City. And I would work at these jobs, and people would be like, "Why are you wearing all orange?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm working on my sacral chakra." And they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And some people would be like, "Tell me more about this." And then I'd tell them, and they'd be like, "No, I want to do this. I want to do this with you." And I was like, "Okay, let's when I'm in my next, I'll add you on." And I kind of started collecting people that way, and soon I was teaching these courses and spending hours upon hours emailing content, and this was kind of before Zoom and all of these things, so I was kind of figuring out how to share this content with people. A lot of it was one-on-one or in-person classes or over the email or via phone, but really it was something that I just did. I go through the chakras and I connect to them and I heal through them and I work with them because it's become a way for me to express who I am and a way for me to embody my healing journey at different levels in the journey, because as you know, we're an onion. So the more healing we do, the more shadows pop up, and then we heal them again, and then we think we're done with it, and then they pop up and we heal them again. And so by constantly kind of just embodying and working with this, I've been able to really work through and have that, Virgo North Node, if you're into astrology, like I like routines and I like patterns, and that ritual, it helps me in my spiritual practice. So what I've done over the years is I've created a embodiment program so that way other people can do this too. My intention is really for you to be your own master, to learn which chakras need your attention, and then you can figure out how to activate them, how to clear them, how to harmonize with them, how to connect with them, and that way you kind of have the tools. Because one of the things that I get really frustrated in the spiritual world modality is just that it's constantly take my class, and you end up spending all this money, and then you don't really have a lot to show for it. Maybe it's a good experience, but I think it should be that it's tools that you can use in your toolkit again and again and again, and then that you can use that wisdom to share and embody for other people. So that's what I've tried to create here. It's a program for you to be your own guru, and that you can continue to go back. It's once you do it, you don't have to do it again, because it is a part of you, and you can keep revisiting it over and over, and it will change every single time. And the beauty of that is that you continue to embody your own healing journey, and you do it through intention, because really the universe is really, it's just about intention. If you set your intention on something, then you can continue to do that. So in my vision of this, you take the class, yes, but then you continue to be part of this community forever, because we will do reboots and we will continue to do the chakra. I mean, I do this program all the time in different variations, and I'm always on this healing journey because it's what helps me personally. And so I'm here to support other people embody their own healing journey. So if you've never really heard about chakras before, the basic is, in Sanskrit, chakra means wheel. It's an energetic system within our body, and this wisdom is so long, and it's old. It's over 5,000 years old, and I don't pretend to be a chakra guru. That is not my intention. My intention is that I am I'm a way shower for you to understand and connect with this and your own embodiment journey. And I do study the Gnostic Gospels, and if you look at the Aquarian Gospel by Levi, there's unwritten chapters of Jesus in India learning about the chakras and learning about these healing modalities. So really this wisdom is very, very ancient, and it's very, very old, and it's very, very wise. And I simply use it as a tool to understand from my perspective and where I come from. So hopefully there's no sense of cultural appropriation. It's just a sense of me marveling at how true and beautiful this energy is and this wisdom is, and using it in my day-to-day life and sharing with you how I use that energy and information in my day-to-day life. So within our bodies, along our chakral column or our spinal column, we have 7 main chakras. Now, I've read so many books, there are 247. There's so many chakras. There's chakras in your knees and your spleen, and there's chakras all over energetic centers. But these are more like, those are more vortexes or energetic pinpoints. That's what you would do if you studied acupuncture. This is kind of like the foundation, the base. If you understand these 7 chakras or these 7 energetic centers, all the others will unfold within it. And if you want to continue this journey, you can continue to learn about those. There are also psychic and auric chakras. There's the sacred heart chakra. There's the universal gateway chakra. There's the soul star. There's many other layers of us, but this is the foundation. This is the embodiment of it. So they all have a different color associated with it, and I am so connected to color, and so I use light therapy and color therapy. I have different colored light bulbs. And I love how each chakra has different sounds and frequency, because color and light is pretty much frequency. So they all have different, light or pigmentation or color, or it's all energy. And so the root or the base of your spine is known as the foundation. Of course, it's your legs, it's your knees, it's your feet. And the main concept of it is I am safe. Like, this is the first 7 years of your life. This is what happened to you in nature versus nurture, how you decided to feel love, how you decided to experience safety, and all of these unconscious and conscious decisions that you made as a child. Mom and dad will love me when mom and dad won't love me when. I am safe when. Those decisions create a blueprint or a fabric which we then base our life on. And it's in a series of 7. So, you have your sacral chakra, which is going to be that womb chakra. And everyone thinks, oh, well, I don't have a womb, so then I can't have this, or I'm menopausal, or I had a hysterectomy. It's not so much about the body part, though it is very much so connected to our physical organs and our bodies. This is an energetic wheel, so everyone has this. And yes, they are connected to different glands, different muscles, different organs. But if you're just looking at the energetics of it now, the sacral chakra is passion. It's I am creative. It's also when we start to experience our sexual selves, right? Between 7 and 14, we start to realize, like, I'm separate from my parents. Oh, I like this person. Oh, they're cute. Or what does that mean? Or, when we start, understanding ourselves as, creative individuals and separate, and we start finding that passion in our life and figuring out who we really are. Solar plexus moves us into 15 through 21, right? That's really when you're like, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to go to college. I'm not going to go to college. I'm going to do these things. I am me. I'm powerful. I'm confident. That's when we feel like everything is possible in our life. And it is. It's that confidence. It's that willpower. 22 to 28, we're kind of starting to think about family and love and relationships and marriage. And then we're starting to think about, who am I in this relationship? And we start moving up into our throat chakra in our life. So you can see how this is connected to our life journey. But it's also connected to just the day-to-day. So the throat chakra is I speak the truth. When we touch our throat, this is when we're willing to change. This is when we're willing to speak the truth. Third eye, I'm sure you've all heard about the third eye. It gets the most attention. But you can't have an open third eye if you don't have a strong base or foundation, because then you'll be seeing beyond the veil and you'll think that you're crazy. You need that foundation. You need to know you're safe. You need to build through this. So the foundation is I am wise and I am connected. And the crown kind of opens us up to our God center, and we start to see that we are not just our individual self, but we are part of the human collective, and we start wanting to help other people and nurture other people. We want to make the world a better place. Our choices have created a foundation of who we are and the way that we connect into the outside world. So I created an online course for this, which has 8 different modules, actually, because I really wanted to focus on that foundation or base. I find it so important that I find the root chakra and grounding and embodiment, like, again, if you're into astrology, Taurus rising. So for me, the earth, the energetics, the embodiment is incredibly important. And so 8 different modules, really starting with the foundation, intention, getting ready, then moving into each of the 7 chakras. And we connect to each chakra in color, in food, in crystals, essential oils, and sound, and frequency. Though I have a practice of yoga, I never finished my yoga certification, something I am going to do. But the chakras, like chakras are, the yoga is completely connected to all of this. In the Sanskrit wheel, there are 8 wheels, and of the chakras, yoga is one way to experience it. You can do it through meditation and all of these different ways. So it is a way to experience them. And the thing I love about it is that it's a go at your own pace. We're all really busy in life, so you don't always have the third Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is my office hours that I do for my students and alumni to come in and join and create a community. But it's an online class, so you can binge watch everything in a day, or you can, a lot of people I find start with the root chakra and just kind of stop there for a while. And that just means that's where you're focusing, and until you're ready to move on to the sacral, there's no rush. There's no need to, right? Full disclosure, I do work with essential oils. So for me, essential oils are a huge part of my experience in that. I make essential oil blends. I sell the essential oil blends. I connect through the chakras. I'm a big smeller. For me, that's one way that I connect into the chakras, out through crystals as well. So you'll kind of figure out which is better for you. For some people, it's going to be colors. For some people, it's going to be food. For some people, it's going to be yoga. And so you'll find whatever it is that connects with you, and then you're going to really connect to that. And like I said, this is a journey, so hopefully you'll maybe do one really connected to the colors, and then you'll come back and do it again for the sound, and then you'll come back again and do it for the yoga, and then you'll come back again and do it for the that's the embodiment journey. You keep coming back to this wisdom. So the Chakra Embodiment program, it's physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's really about connecting these tools into who you are, so that way you can harmonize and balance your energy centers. Now, that being said, I am a coach, I am a healer, and I really encourage that you do the online course, but that you also add on the healing sessions with me, because it's one-on-one coaching and healing, so I can help you with Crystalline Soma healing method that I do, along with Reiki, to be able to work with your energetic centers and open them up to create more balance and more harmony in your body. So that way this information is embodied even deeper in you. And then you know that you have me to come in and know that I get healings all the time. I call, my network of healers, and I say, I'm really working on something right now. I need a healing right now. And when I first started, that was really hard to admit, because I wanted to be healthy and beautiful and love and light all the time. But you know what? Sometimes I'm a mess. And when I am, I have to acknowledge it. Like, something's not in alignment. My energy needs help. And honestly, it's like I can't see my own back. It's the same thing energy-wise. So I can't see my own back, but I know something's back there, and I know I need help. And so I come to a healer and I ask for help, and then they say, oh, I see it, and they help me. And then you just feel immediately better. And so I'm here and offering myself to be a facilitator and a guide for you, so that way when you need healings, when you're connecting, when you're trying to understand the root chakra, it's not just that you do the reading and you practice it, but that you can experience it. Like, oh, right. And, aha, and then you can feel better, and then that chakra is open, so then you can really start connecting in with the sacral chakra. And then when you feel ready, you call me in for a healing, and we can do a healing there. So you see how it builds, and you can just keep opening the layers of yourself up and up and up. And so I love this quote. To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold for the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. And so really this journey, this embodiment journey for me, is just learning how to trust your own wisdom and go at your own pace and, experience the beauty of our energy one step at a time. So in this class, I have so many modules. I've been teaching it over the years. So you'll see videos like this one, and I usually have like a library, so that way I can upload everything so you can kind of go back and see the content. The one feedback I get often is that it's a lot of content. And I know that, but the thing is, I don't really feel any need to hide it, So I just put it all out there, and then you can choose what resonates and what doesn't. But it's a lot of content because you're going to go at your own pace and you're going to find out what works. So this program is for everyone. It's for spiritual seekers who want to know more about chakras. What is a chakra anyway? And it's also for people like who have been doing it for a really long time. One of my clients in Ohio, she has a published book, which is, one of the top 10 booksellers, and she's doing amazing. And she heard about my program, and she, in her mind, was kind of like, well, I think I know about the chakras. She had a chakra tattoo. She was like, I don't think I really need that. But we connected in, and, she's kind of like the person I brag about the most, because she had so many aha moments with it, because she had that base foundation of knowledge. It just made her pop open and really understand. And she did all of the healing sessions with me, and I tell you, they were wild, because whenever I do healing sessions, it's completely based on who I'm working with. And so as a shamanic journey and training in that, whatever comes through, it comes through. And the stuff that came through was wild, and we were just going so deep, and it was amazing. And she left with so many tools in her spiritual toolkit. And sometimes she'll send me a text of herself, like in a yellow sweater, and she was like, I had a conference today and I nailed it, and I wore my yellow. And I was like, so it's just kind of fun to kind of have that community, that connection too. So this is also for, if you work in chakras, if you work in Reiki and you want to offer more to your clients, then this gives you a lot of wisdom and tools too, so that way you can kind of share that. So it's really, it's for everybody, and it'll be catered to you, because I am a healer and a channel. My information will come through me, through my guide. So wherever it is that you're meant to meet you, this course and content will meet you. That's just the nature of benevolent life force. That's Reiki, that's energy, that's life. That's what we do. The light will meet us where we're ready, and the seed will be planted, and we'll grow and grow and grow from there. So I got this picture from my background. So one of the things I love to say is yes and. So if you're feeling the call for this, then say yes and listen out to it. In improv, they said follow the fear, and that was one of the blessings. So if you go to my website, PaigeLussierJohnson.com, the online course is on there, and you can take it at any time. You don't need to do anything else. It's $222. It includes hours and hours and hours and hours, and way too many hours of content, of videos, of information that I've been doing over the years that I've recorded, and just tried to share and put out there with you. And I also have my office hours that I do on the third Thursday of every month, so that way everybody can kind of come in and pop in and ask questions, or usually it ends up with just being a couple of us, and I do a guided meditation based on how we're all feeling, and then or what chakras we're working on, and then we can kind of move on. If you want to go in depth and you want to do the one-on-one package, like I was saying, my friend from Ohio did, that's 7 healing sessions with me per chakra. And like I said, go at your own pace. I do limit it to 2 sessions per month, because it can be a little challenging, just scheduling wise, honestly, to do more than that. But this, you can move through that, and each session will be channeled and connected to you and meet you where you're at. You can ask your questions and I will answer your questions. I will give you a healing or reading or channeling depending on, what spirit wants to come through. I do ask that all of the healing sessions are used within 365 days of sign up, because if you're waiting past that, you're just not really into it and you're not quite ready yet. So what I try to tell people is get a routine. Every 2 weeks we work on a chakra, so that way you know that that's part of your embodiment program. I really encourage the once a month. So if you're in January is the root chakra. If you're in February is the sacral chakra. And that way you have 1 month committed to the colors, to the sounds. And if you have a day that kind of flops and doesn't work, or you can't watch a video, or you can't do this, you still have that intention that's out there. It just makes it easier for you to shop. It makes it easier for you to wrap your head around it. It does get a little hard, when you're in a, third eye chakra, to do it for a whole month, food-wise, but there are so many other tools that you have at that point, so you're not just limited by the food. I will say, though, if you follow the food, it is a natural detox, because the root chakra is primarily everything we eat now. It's like what we're eating right now is root chakra. It's the sweets and the treats and the meats and the everything, right? Everything, just whatever. It's good. As long as it feeds you and you've got calorie intake and you can survive, you're good. But as you move up, the sacral chakra, for example, gets rid of red meat. So you're only doing chicken. And then your solar plexus, you're moving up, you're only doing fish, right? No shrimp, no crustaceans, just fish. And then your heart chakra is vegetarian. It's no meat at all, right? And then your throat chakra is going to be vegan. And then your third eye is going to be, honestly, it would be best if you could do juices and smoothies. Not everybody can do it. Your crown chakra is fasting. So, by the time you get there, you'll have different tools to use it. You can just wear the colors. You can do whatever. One of the things that I always say over and over and over again is, if you can't, don't. This is a go at your own pace. This is an experiential experience for you in your healing journey. So you don't have to be perfect, but you do just want to set that intention. And I'll be here for you for the journey. So thank you. Remember, it takes what works, go at your own pace. And then we just want to figure out what's next for you. So I just, technically this is the month of the root chakra based on the students that we have right now. So one of the things that I love to do, and it's one of my primary passions, you'll see I have a vision board here. So what I did is I took an old calendar and I took the first month and I printed out a picture of the root chakra and I colored it and I pasted it on there. And then I also put other images of money and abundance and things that I wanted to do and buy and things that made me excited. And that is on my calendar. And I do that for every month of the year. And then that helps me to keep focused. So January, hey, there you go, root chakra. Or, this is February. Technically, in the program, I have January for intentions, and then February is my root chakra. But, like I said, go at your own pace, do it whenever. I do my calendar January for the root chakra, though. And it just is a nice way to kind of have that vision of keeping your intention, keeping you kind of inspired. Root chakra, you really want to, eat those root vegetables, potatoes and, carrots, like everything that comes from the ground. This is like, the old expression, the meat and potatoes. Well, this is the meat and potatoes section. So this is comfort food. This is making you feel good. Sugar is technically fine in the root chakra, but this is because we are in mind, we are focusing on healing. I recommend that you start cutting out sugar. Sugar is so hard. So you want to start focusing on moving that out of your life. You want to go outside. You know, each chakra has its own element, and the root chakra, of course, is earth, right? So you want to wear red. You want to eat root vegetables. You want to go high protein. You want to be able to really be able to go outside and be barefoot and listen to the earth. Like drumming is excellent for the root chakra. Anything yoga wise that has you on your feet, or you know, that's the floor work, that's root chakra. I love the warrior pose. I like to start every day with the warrior pose, because I just remind myself, like, I can do this today. I have this day, you know, and for me, like, that's my I am practice. I do the root chakra, I do the warrior pose, and that's how I connect. But, you know, start by pounding, you know, stomping your feet, like marching, like, yeah, you know, get your body moving, get the spine moving, and then you get into that warrior pose and you're like, yeah, I can do this day. I'm here. You're going to wear red, you know. Wearing red once in a while is one thing, but you try to wear red for 7 days in a week, it has an energy frequency to it. You know, if you go to like Planet Fitness, for example, if you get the black membership, which by the way, I'm a member of Planet Fitness, so if you want a discount code, let me know. But I love Planet Fitness because it has the red light room. And so I can go in there and I can put on my sunglasses and I can meditate with that red light. You can also get light bulbs in your room. I have one in my meditation room that has the different lights, so I can change it based on what I want to work with. That light frequency is, it's amazing. The Schumann frequency, heartbeat of the earth, you want to listen to drumming, you know, all the stuff is in the content of the course. Crystals, anything red or black. Obsidian is my favorite. I love, this is my, you know, I sit with this a lot, especially if I need grounding, if I'm angry or I'm upset or I'm sad. I just kind of sit with this and pray and meditate, and kind of, you know, it's like a little ball, so I kind of use it to meditate and massage, and it feels good. It feels safe to remind myself, like, I'm safe. You know, red jasper, any of those crystals are beautiful. They make you feel grounded and connected. Anything with the earth, the crystals are just all for the earth. They're going to help you so much. And just to kind of give you guys a sneak peek, sacral chakra is more about how you feel. Start, you know, avoiding sugar in your coffee, and, you know, make a crystal grid and go to the water, because that's the element for this chakra. You know, you avoid eating red meat. The goddess pose, great, you know, just completely connect you into that, like, open hips and like, I am goddess, I am here. The solar plexus is really going to connect you in with, you know, your self-mastery. Anything's twisting the spine, just kind of getting that, moving that energy from your foundation, your base, up to your solar plexus, and kind of just spreading that energy out and really being able to connect into the earth. Again, crystal grids, anything like this, it's so easy to do. You can find the pictures, print them out online, color them, and then create a little grid at home. But, you know, just be out in nature, feel the sunlight, really be able to connect in. The heart chakra, we have just green leafy vegetables. There's no meat in this chakra. So you're connecting in with the earth. You're nothing, you know, juicing is great. You know, I am okay with eggs and honey and dairy for the heart chakra. Some people say no animal products, but, you know, I kind of save that more for the higher chakras. But really, this is about bringing that energy out into the world, right? So again, just that arm stretch, the cat cow pose, I love so much. I do that almost every day too. That's part of my practice because it opens up that spine. It just, especially if you're hunched at a computer all day, or, you know, it just allows yourself to open up. And so your foods are just going to be natural and green and leafy and organic, and sit out by the trees and just love life, you know, be part of nature, connect in. When we move up to the throat chakra, the foods are getting hard, right? Because there's not as many blue foods. So then you start, but they're out there, the purple eggplants, the purple peppers, the purple carrots, the purple potatoes, you conquer grapes, those are out there. So, they're like a pleasure, like, oh, I found it. How exciting. The blueberries. Ooh, it's so exciting. It's about the jaw. This is about speaking your truth. And so the lion's pose, really opening your mouth and really kind of letting that release of the jaw and the tension. And again, just working on that crystal grid and really being able to speak your truth, humming, singing. This is where you might want to connect into the chakras through their sounds. Each chakra has a sound, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So you can focus on that within the process. And during this chakra, you can really connect into the sounds and the frequencies and the music that's connected to each chakra. The third eye chakra is also known as the brow chakra, your eyebrow, the third eye, really connecting into the pineal gland, right? So again, this is where you want to stop drinking fluoride water. If you do, start drinking filtered water. See if you can find a natural stream near you and start getting water that is fresh, is structured. Structured mean that it's coming from a waterfall, from a stream. It is moving, it is alive. And you program it with the blessing, with love, openness, enthusiasm. Really, connect into your third eye. And one way to do that is by doing eye movements. Just look to the left, look to the right, look up, look down, look. Those little near, far, near, far. Working on your eyesight will help with your third eye too, because then you can close your eyes and really connect in to your meditation. I love the downward dog pose for this. For me, just kind of that inverted of putting your head down just allows you to kind of focus on that energy of your third eye. It allows you to kind of see and imagine the world around you. I always like to think of the third eye as like a little chrysalis in your brain, and it's there and it's waiting for you. And when you open your third eye, it's like a little butterfly comes out. And that's what gives you the wisdom to follow your intuition and to manifest faster and to be able to find the Zen in this world. The crown chakra is really just about really connecting in with your sacredness. And for me, I love doing art. I love doing creativity. And so mountain pose or being outside, just that kind of stillness that comes from knowing that you are connected to source. It's going to help you so much. Color is either purple or white, depending on, what you have in the house, what works for you. You can't see it, but I have a little peekaboo with my hair that's purple underneath because I love the crown chakra and I love purple. And, it's just a way to be able to really connect into God, to source, to just feel one with everything. For me, being outside is a big part of that. So I put a lot of pictures of me being outside and praying and meditating. That's really what this is about. It's about being one with the air, listening to the wind. So just a little bit, lots of people have taken this course over the years. My gosh. One says, goodness, that course was powerful. So many aha moments. There's so much to do and such good information between YouTube, Facebook, and our sessions. Thank you so much for readings and healings. You're beautiful and gifted. I'm full of gratitude for you and the Chakra Embodiment course. It's been life-changing. Awesome. Thank you so much. It just makes me feel so good. Another one says, Paige is a gifted healer, a holy channel for light. Each of the sessions I've had with her took me on a life-changing spiritual journey. It's because it's not me, it's my guides, it's I channel. So again, we meet together and then your guides and my guides, and it's amazing. Issues that remained unhealed after years of prayer and therapy have been healed. I've discovered more about who I really am and I'm beginning to walk in that truth. I look forward to our next session with great anticipation. Yeah, because like I said, this is an embodiment journey. So we're here for each other. We meet each other where we are, we help each other, and we move on. Someone from Europe, because a lot of my courses, again, it's online, it's through Zoom, so we can meet in person if that's more your style, though energy, that's not really needed. A friend from Scotland says, I have so many profound healings from my soul sister that's helped me massively in this present day. I recommend her to the highest. So this is just an example of what some people have said. Again, I've worked with so many people, and I hope I can add your testimonial to this down the road. I also have many, many other courses. I have Reiki courses online, so that way if you want to do Reiki, like I said, I am a Reiki master, so we can do the course one-on-one together, and then I do the attunement, everything through Zoom. If you're local to my local area, I do in-person classes, but I've kind of moved away from that more and more as spaces get more expensive, and we have Zoom. It's just not really as necessary. We're all busy, so we can find a schedule that matches one-on-one for each other. I have light language courses. I have so many different courses on my website that I try to build and have different price points, so that way everyone can continue their journey, because I know I'm continuing my journey, and when I get there, I kind of put it on my website and leave it there, so that way it's there for you to look up. I'm on all the social media, though I tend to focus on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, as you can see. So if you are feeling yes, and for all of this, I am offering a very discounted price for the entire experience. If you contact me within 24 hours of this event being posted then we will be able to get you that special discounted code. And like I said, it is always just my honor to be able to do this, to be able to connect with people and just kind of share some of my wisdom. Hopefully I'll be the foundation or the base, and you'll go much higher and stronger, and that's all wonderful. And then we can complete the circle, and I can work with you. Right? That's the whole beauty of life. We support each other where we are. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. Thank you so much for watching this to the end. I just wish you all of life's blessings, and I am so happy to be here today. And my dog needs to go out now. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.